Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today I'm joining you for month 5, week 18. This is coming together so fast. It's unbelievable. The thought that they've put into making these kits. This is their first box of the month, as you well know. And let me know in the comments below what you think of it so far. It's been a fun so far, so let's see how it goes. Let's get busy on week 18. So as always, I always start by my fold lines, and we get those in, and you give them a good finger pressing. It's just a little guide for yourself, and it'll help you along the way. I've had a few people ask me why I use cardstock instead of my rotary cutter, instead of my at-a-quarter ruler, I'm sorry. I do that because this lays so much flatter, and I really prefer to use it. Our first cut is going to be UGG. So look for UG in your filing system, and that's back to the bluegrass. And this is that big cut that we need to make. We're going to make sure that we have the right fabric, and we do. It matches our color code. We're on A6, and it's going to be this large section, so I'm going to mark that off. I'm going to take off the tag for now, and I just keep it on my hand for a moment until I see how I'm going to lay this in. So I'm going to flip it over, and as you can see, they've given me ample fabric to work with. We're going to pin in place and pin down here, and that just is going to keep it from moving around on you. So we'll flip it over, and we're going to trim this little piece out. And that's a pretty hefty section that's left, so I'm going to keep it and file it back under the bluegrass. So let me find the box, the little sleeve it came out of. We'll unfold here, and the next color is going to be KW. And if memory serves me right, that's my kiwi. So I'll slide that out, and I've got a pretty nice section here, so I'm going to take the label off of it as well. I'm going to make sure I have it for A62. This is the second block, so that matches. And I'm going to mark off here. So I'll set this aside, and I'm not going to trim this one. I'm just going to line it up because it looks like it's going to be a pretty good fit. I'm going to do the practice layover, and it's going to work. So I'll move everything out of the way, give it a little pinch or pin in place, whatever you prefer, and sew it in. Continue all along the process of trimming out your strings. Finger press it up, moving the ruler out of the way, and press it away from you. That way you're sure you don't have a little buckle there or a little fold. That's why I do it. Then I come back down and make sure my seam is as flat as it can be. Now would be a good time if you want to use your clapper on it. So I'm going to fold back here. I have ample left, so I will keep that. And I'm going to just trim it out. And file this one back under kiwi. Unfold it and go to your next color, which is RA. And that's back to the grasshopper. I'll make sure A6 is on here, and this is the third right here. So I'm going to look for this cut. As you can see, it's right here. This is the second time I'm cutting on this for the grasshopper. So if you're using the cutting guide as it's intended, you should have no problems filling this block. So right there is going to be more than enough. Let me get this little sliver off. So I'm going to line this up. Right here is where it's going to come off. So I'll just rough cut this out. Relabel and file it back. RA, let me get that. And back into the filing system. We're going to flip it over. You've got it lined up. Give it a little pinch. And drop it. And now we're going to sew this piece in. As you can see, these do come together really quick. Some of the weeks are going to be shorter videos than the others, and that's okay. This is just for demonstration to show you the steps along the way. Finger press it, and this little bit's going to be lost in that seam allowance, so I'm not worried about it. Set your seam, pushing it away. So once I trim this block, you'll see that little tidbit's going to go away. Flip it over and watch the magic happen. And I've said it before, I like how they have the blocks labeled. So if you're doing multiple projects, you can keep them all in the same filing system as you're working your blocks, because it'll have what month it is, and it's right there in the seam. I have friends that are actually sewing multiple ones in the same kits. So they're filing everything together, and as they work it, that's the way it comes out. So as you can see, nothing is now lost in the seam allowance, and everything looks really nice and tidy. So I want to thank you for joining me today. It's been fun, and like I said, some weeks are going to be shorter weeks because there's only 3 colors. So I'll see you back next week when we join the next one. Take care, God bless, and have a fabulous day.